All right, let's talk about UFC Fight Night 142 in Adelaide, Australia, taking place Sunday for the Aussies, but Saturday for us. We got a huge main event. I'm talking big dudes throwing bombs out there in JDS and Tai Tuivasa. JDS comes in as a favorite at about -140. Tai Tuivasa plus 120. Dan Tom, what goes down in this fight?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. There's a lot of MMA this weekend, but these guys are going to cap things off at the top of the list, I believe. And yeah, big heavyweight affair. I think the odds are about fair. You know, being close. I mean, let's be honest. Heavyweight MMA guys, they can essentially be pick'ems every time. I think the last weekend taught us that when these odds get a little too high, I don't blame anybody taking dog money. But me, I'm actually on the favorite here. Man, I'm a fan of Tai Tuivasa. I hate picking against guys like these. You love seeing them ascend. You got to imagine they're going to be around for a while, so that's a good sign. But he's really taken a step up in competition. Now, he did last time, and the odds didn't reflect that. I think Orlovsky was a big dog, and I actually did take Orlovsky. Now, it was the wrong pick, but I believe that Orlovsky, proved to be a difficult fight. Now, Tuivasa showed that he could go 3 rounds, which was a big question a lot of people had. He's looking in better shape. He's training at Tiger Muay Thai. He's with Tyson Pedro and Mark Hunt. He could very well win this fight, but I don't think we should, start putting the nail in the coffin and JDS, so to speak. I think his jab is going to be live here, particularly. Tai Tuivasa's nose got busted up pretty bad by Orlovsky's jab and hands in the last fight. And I got to imagine JDS sees that, and we know he can be on his bike for 5 rounds if he needs to. So I'll take JDS here by decision.
Going back to Chicago, I was also putting the onus on Tai Tuivasa to beat the veteran in Orlovsky. Yeah. Except I thought he was going to gas, and he didn't. So you're right. He addressed that. Tai Tuivasa, would tire in some of his other fights, but in this one, he went all 3 rounds, and he needed every bit of that energy to make it past Orlovsky. But man, I also bet Orlovsky, Dan Tom, and I thought I was going to cash a winner because I thought Orlovsky was going to win that key 3rd round. So he is getting better, and now, of course, this is a stiffer test. No disrespect to Orlovsky; they're both former champions in JDS and Orlovsky. It's just JDS is a more modern champion, and I think he's still in more of his prime than Orlovsky is. That said, I'm going to have to go against the Aussie again. I think JDS is going to be too much. Not only does he have a nice jab, I like overall the way he boxes. I think he's been one of the better versions that Brazil's ever presented us when it comes to just boxing. So power in both hands, and I think he's got a little bit of the swag back that he lost through injuries, losses, the suspension that turned out to be not really a suspension. So I think he knows this is a moment where he can capitalize, on this division. You got a champion who may be retiring in about 6 months, and then after that, you don't know what else is out there. And remember, the guy that's right below the champion, Stephen Miocic, is a guy that JDS is 1-1 with. So I think JDS knows this is his moment to shine. I'm taking JDS by KO. Goes?
I've gone back and forth on it. You guys make great points. I think they're going to exchange a lot of blows, but the one thing that Junior Santos has shown is that he can be involved in those type of fights and still kind of manage his cardio, where I don't know if Tuivasa can do that. I feel like this fight will probably go the distance. At first, I was leaning towards Tai because I just felt like he can absorb more shots, big shots, than JDS can. I think those Cain Velasquez fights took a lot out of JDS. But I think he's going to be fine here because I think you're right. I think it's going to be the boxing. I think he's going to be smart about the way he throws his punches. So I'm going to go with JDS on this one.
And one thing to note, about a week ago from today, JDS was already in Australia. So good that he's there, acclimating himself. We just heard recently, we had an interview on MMAjunkie Radio. You guys can remind me, I think it was Calvin Cater who said he didn't get there till Thursday. Was it Calvin Cater?
I don't know if it was him, but I remember, somebody said that.
Yeah.
Tim Means.
Tim Means, yeah. That's right. And now, you got to account for that. Not just it's the air quality, it's the nutrition, it's the jet lag, it's the long flight. So I think JDS, did right by himself by getting there early. Tuivasa is already down there, obviously, but I think it's going to be a great fight. But I do think it's going to be a finish, and I'm going to go with again, I'm going to stay with JDS here. There you have it. Those are our predictions for the main event. UFC Fight Night 142 down in Adelaide, Australia, featuring Junior Dos Santos and Tai Tuivasa. And keep it locked on MMA Junkie throughout the week. We got you covered.